Evening recording is now active.
Alright. Who wants to go first on progress?
Mine is pretty short. I could show it. I could show that off.
Okay.
All right. I guess. So essentially what I worked on today and throughout this week was just importing a lot of the textures I was going to be using for different screen effects. And I imported one of them today. It took me a little bit to figure out how I did the animation the last time I did this little trick. But I did also have to fix the pausing earlier because there was just some sort of bug issue with that. So quickly fixed that. So now when I press Q, whenever the player takes damage, now it gives this effect.
Oh. That's cool.
Ooh, that's super nice.
I might need to make it a little bit quicker or a little snappier, but that's just a case of... That's just a case of shortening the animation line. What I think I'm going to try and work on is when the player's health gets to like a certain amount, like maybe like at about like 10 health. Like 10 health or lower. Like there's just a perpetual red screen effect basically saying like, hey, you're on low health, you should heal up.
Yeah, I like that.
Basically, I can just duplicate this widget animation for a bunch of different ones. I have a green one and a blue one that I plan on using for healing and mana. Like mana rejuvenation, like if the player runs into like a power-up or something that instantly like increases their or replenishes their mana. That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
Gotcha, nice.
But yeah, that's the overall point at which I'm doing it. I mean, it only activates when Q is pressed as of right now, but I will have to replace that and set it up with an event any damage node. Just so that when we eventually have NPCs that can damage the player, it will read event any damage, read the damage component, and then play that widget. So yeah, pretty easy stuff.
Nice. What do y'all think about that? Even with the shape of the kind of, you know what that reminded me of? You know, in comic books where it's that like action bubble or action, it's like kind of like an action bubble where it's like exclamation point. You know, that's cool. What that reminded me of, and I like that. That's cool. The shape of the entire, if you look at the whole glow, that's the outline of it. It reminds that's yeah. You know what I'm trying to say.
Oh. Okay, now I see what that is in the camera.
Yeah, it feels like the hit had like weight to it. Like whatever you got hit by just had some form of weight to it. Yeah.
Yeah, well said. Yeah, it has weight. You feel like it happened to you almost like a video game should when you're playing it.
Tomorrow.
What? Hold on 1 second, y'all.
Look. At 9 a.m. we're going to here.
I thought that was pretty good progress for the last week, considering how things were messed up that Zeke had to help me fix last meeting. Which, thank you, Zeke, for helping me with my screw up there.
No problem, Slayer.
I forgot all about it until you brought it up.
It happened.
You're right, I was joking.
Yeah, I know.
I guess the best way to show my part would be to just share my screen Yeah, but if anyone else wants to go before me, or
If you put the documents in chat, I can pull them up on my end.
you talking to me?
Yeah.
Are you talking to me? Alright.
Alright, guys, let's behave.
I didn't do anything this time. Honest.
Not you.
Okay, you can blame me. It's okay.
Uh,
I'm just gonna put 3 in chat just to, well, I mean, I was gonna share the screen anyway, but, okay. Those are just the 3 basic ones I looked at when it came to looking at Mega Man Maker, going back to it rather, and seeing old levels and kind of making a new level for the modern world, and then, the modern world, I'll work on that for next week, but I did look at the ones I did make and add stuff and relate it to the story, and then realize that we've made progress since the last time I even worked on Mega Man Maker. So it kind of made me think, well, maybe I should look at all the documents and see what matches, and that's kind of what I did the last few hours before the meeting. I looked at what, so maybe we can take an adventure together as a team. All right.
Okay, which one are we looking at right now?
I'm gonna load up Mega Man Maker, but
Oh,
for the
okay.
time being, I actually loaded the new one. The Cosmo Mega Man Maker, and then I'm downloading the newest one. There it is.
Yeah, I'm gonna smoke for a bit because I just realized.
What's going on?
Oh, so I'm gonna soak for a bit because I go and realize that when I was working on my level, I did not save, and now I'm back to square one.
Oh
Ooh.
no.
Well, if you remember what you did,
It's gonna take a while for me to make that again.
that's true.
Whoa.
I don't know.
Hey, I've
Sorry
watched
about
a
that,
lot
buddy.
of work before too.
Hold up.
That's loud, but okay. So the snowy ice level, we can look at that first because I gotta ask Zeke some questions here, and okay. I mean, it's think about being a wizard. You can shoot, and it has pretty similar mechanics to Time Wizard Code, so that's why we like to use this. But to recap, my level design isn't just linear. I like making roundabouts and interesting ways to get items and such. So I remember this being approved months ago, but now that we have kind of an understanding of how the story goes and all that, well, this is supposed to be like a Frosty Jungle, right? So what the heck? What the H? So, I've changed the background. Like a snow forest, but I got to turn this off. I don't know, how do you get the music? How do you?
No, that's to select music. You have to press that. Press the triple line thing. Settings.
Settings?
Or press that sound button. Like go back and press the sound button.
Oh my god. Let me just get out of here. Get me out of here. So I guess. Okay, so I didn't do too much anyway to add, but by questions I can still ask and just show you from here. So we can still do this without the music and talking so much. But so with the Frosty Jungle, Zeke, I gotta pick on you and ask for a sec. So when it goes from Lava Cavern to Frosty Jungle, is that the tropical jungle turning into ice, or is it another? I mean, it's supposed to be like a whole level 4, like a whole. That's where bosses and
Right.
uh,
Basically, it's more like you go through like the jungle, but then you get to the boss area at the end of the level.
okay, cool. That's kind of what I thought. Good, good.
Yeah.
So the ice snow level, I made months ago when me and you were both doing Mega Man Maker at the very beginning. I'm turning that into the level Jurassic Level 4 before I put it in Unreal. Sweet. Now I got that going. Now I made a level called Enchanted Forest that I didn't realize was even in Medieval because I had a Medieval level 1 and then Enchanted Forest as separate levels, and then I looked at this going, wait, level 1 is the Enchanted Forest, so I made Medieval level 1 turn into the beginning of the castle, inner castle. So that's actually gonna be level 2 now when I'm making the level design for it. And other than that, I started the modern era with the city block. I just started it, so my tooth problem's going away. Hopefully, I get to show a lot more next week to make up for not doing too much. That's about all I got.
Sounds good. I'm still mad that my stuff just got deleted because I did save.
You know, Zeke, you're in a studio that will hear you say that and just go, that's all right. That's about it. Just that's all right.
Yep.
It
I've
happens.
had it happen many times to me on modeling assets. So I definitely get where you're coming from on that.
And plus, you learn from your mistake too, which and if, and I know that happened to me too in a similar way with a project even, and learned how to learn from it, and that's all I can say. Yeah,
All right.
like save often, or wait, what? How did it get lost?
I forgot to save when I exit out of Unreal.
Okay, so it is just save often, yeah. Nice, yeah.
I've done
Well,
that.
at least it's an easier one. Sometimes there's harder points and reasons and stuff. That one's an easy lesson to learn. Just make sure you save often.
I had to learn that one the hard way because Maya tends to crash a lot,
Mm-hmm.
and there's been times when I was still in school that I was doing my assignment, and 6 hours worth of work, and then Maya crashes, and I lost all of that. So I got to where I tend to save every 15 to 20 minutes.
That's about what I do too, even more so on Unreal. But I learned my lesson using RPG Maker for the last 20 years because I was so into a project and doing the whole database, and then all of a sudden the old computers back 15 years would crash, sometimes a lot more than now. So I learned the hard way too.
Yeah.
No wonder you're crabby with me.
Yeah, I tended to. That was a crabby time for me.
You're very crabby sensitive.
Especially when I'm on like day 4 out of 5 days, and it's due the next day, and then I lose a whole day's worth of work. It's like, yeah, no, this is not fun. So, are there any other updates?
Well, no, I already said what I was gonna do by next week to close, so I think I'm good.
And like I said earlier, before the meeting recording started, I didn't get much done on the character because I was busy dealing with a health issue and getting textures. So this next week I plan on getting more done on the character.
Well, getting the texture was important anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, because I can't texture it without him. if there's no other updates or anything that we need to discuss this week, I mean, if there is, feel free to jump in, but if not, we can always cut it short.
All right, see you later, Peter.
Have a good one, Peter.
Yeah. Yeah, see ya. I think like this
I know he
meeting
already
today
left,
is
but,
really short this time.
Yeah. Yeah, it was well, I think this is actually one of the shortest meetings we've had so far.
Yeah.
I obviously don't have any updates other than life stuff updates, but I don't want to bore anybody with all of those, so. Especially not taking up precious business time with all that information. So.
I'm just gonna try to heal and relax, but getting good sleep has been the number one thing healing it so far.
Mhm.
Even if it takes 5 or 6 days. Other than that, then just keeping my mind off of it.
Yeah.
I'll show more progress for next week. Guess that's it.
I don't have any personal progress because I've been dealing with too much life stuff. So.
Yeah, I get you. And we already know your situation, so. You're
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Well, I best get started on redoing that level. See you guys.
I hear you, Z.
Have a good night, everyone. Thank you again.
Yep.
Alright.
Mm.
Have a good night, everybody.
All right.
And
Good
we'll
night.
see you in the next one.
Have a good one, Grace.
Much love, you.